To talk to somebody who knows a lot about those numbers, been crunching them for a long time, Dr. Alex Jahangir, the chair of Metro's Coronavirus Task Force. Thanks for joining us. Let's dive right in.
All right, the FDA has cleared saliva tests for COVID-19, doctor. What does this mean for testing capacity?
Well, what is really neat is just recently, actually, I think within the past week or so, they've cleared a new saliva test. There's about 4 on the market right now, and this new one was created out of Yale University. And it is one in which the NBA actually has been helping doing the testing, and it's available. Literally, you spit in a cup. You don't need all the expensive reagents that have been kind of causing some of the shortages. And so what a lot of people are optimistic about is this test, which costs less than $5 in supplies, can be given to a lot of people, can be turned around in 3 hours. And literally anyone that has a sterile cup can spit in it. No more swabs in the nose. And so it may allow us to have a lot more availability of tests to a lot of people. You can get it done in the comfort of your own home. And the cool thing about this is Yale is actually opening up, doing this in an open source manner. So really any lab that wants access to their technology can get it. And that's really true public health at the moment. We need it a lot.
Well, that's certainly encouraging, Doctor. Dr. Hildreth, meanwhile, of Meharry Medical College, spoke at the mayor's COVID conference this morning, talking about those memory cells that can recognize a family virus. Can you expand on that, and does it mean people who've already been sick with COVID-19 are immune?
Well, I think that we are still figuring it out, but yes, that's essentially what it is. It's just like any. When you get let's say a common cold, you may not get it as bad if you were to get it another time. And so people who have been exposed to COVID-19 may have these memory cells that are different than antibodies. I think a lot of people, we do antibody tests and you hope that you have antibodies. Well, there's a whole other class of cells that Dr. Hildreth was talking about called the T cells, which really can also fight viruses, but it's a lot harder to detect. So yeah, the thinking is that you may have been exposed, but you may not have positive antibodies, but you may have these T cells, which would then protect you from this infection again, which would be a really great thing, obviously, for anyone who's been infected.
Something really worrisome about coronavirus is the long-term damage, and the emerging data showing that some of the most serious damage from coronavirus is on the heart. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I think if anyone's a Red Sox fan, Eduardo Rodriguez, who's one of the top pitchers for the Red Sox, got this virus, I think, in July. And the reason he can't really come back is this muscle, the muscle around the heart. We're starting to see a lot of people have long-term effects of that. So what will happen is something called myocarditis. So the muscle around the heart, or muscle of the heart, gets inflamed, and so it doesn't pump as efficiently. And you're starting to see people who are not really, a professional baseball player is probably the most fit person out there, and it's really impacting people. And their studies have now shown that out of Germany, that 100 young people who had COVID-19. 80% of them had some kind of damage to the heart. So while this is known to many of us as a respiratory disease, now heart is being affected, kidneys are being affected. We've talked previously about blood clots and other things. So this is really a big problem, and even young people can have long-term complications such as the heart.
And that brings me to this question, based on what you just said, Doctor. We got high school football kicking off tonight. Are you concerned about what might happen with all these athletes hitting the field at the same time?
Yes, I'm concerned about what may happen to athletes. I'm also concerned what may happen with the crowd. So if you are somebody who is attending one of these games, be smart, right? Socially distance and outdoors. The good thing about football is it's outdoors, and we've shown that being outdoors is much safer. Contact sports, I think, these are high school kids. And look at the pros who do such a great job. And even in the pros, you start seeing transmission amongst players. So, yeah, I'm worried about it. I hope that people are smart about it. Frankly, I wish the TSSAA would have more, provide better guidance than they have. Just being honest with you all about that. So I just ask that parents and spectators also have precaution. And, again, being young, fortunately, allows you to hopefully not have long-term issues, although we just talked about it. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens. I'm proud that Davidson County schools have on their own agreed, and all Davidson County schools, not just public, have agreed to just wait till after Labor Day at least to see how this pans out.
Certainly concerning when you're talking long-term damage in your children. So many parents watching tonight.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Jahangir, thanks so much for your expertise, as we always love checking in with you.